We still need to hold space for one another even when we are grown. Some things that hurt then still hurt now, no matter how much time has passed or how much healing work we have done. You may not still be in it, but you might occasionally still experience the emotions from it in the now, feeling like you are reliving it. Sometimes for a moment it can just take your breath away now, even though you may not still be there living in the event. You may occasionally still relive the emotions that were stirred up and built up through the events you once went through. For others, these events are still your present experience. Maybe daily, maybe occasionally. Nevertheless, no matter the timing, frequency, or events, hurt people sometimes still hurt. They still need to cry it out. They still need a hand that reaches in to hold theirs. They still need to be held. They still need prayers like hugs that won't let them go back or stay in the mess, but hold space for them to be a mess emotionally when the emotions come on. They still need to hear you're gonna be okay. They still need you to be present with them, even if that means a text, phone call, card, or email. They need to hear, "You're not alone. You're gonna make it. I am here with you." Feel what you need to feel when you need to feel it. You can tell me your story as many times as you need to, and I will listen to you. We need presence, comfort, and community. We need to feel heard, seen, known, understood, important, loved, cared for, and safe. These are precious gifts, especially when those memories take us to our knees. How very beautiful to have a Jesus with skin on friend kneeling with us. When I read this, the purpose of holding a crying baby is not to stop her from crying. That would be for your comfort. The purpose of holding a crying baby is to be present with your child while she or he is suffering, while she or he feels what they feel. It is to tell that little person that she or he is not alone, and it is a reaffirmation of the commitment that you have made to her or her, that you will not be driven away by her or him, expressing how she or he feels in their pain or tears. To be a sister friend or brother friend in the shadows is to be a first responder upon the scene, bringing God's life, light, and love to them. Like a comforter's shadow blanket, you spread the Holy Comforter's healing love over them to cover the hurt, brokenness, despair, heartache, fear, shame, guilt, injury, wounds, bad memories, and trauma. There is a Jewish custom called sitting Shiva. Here is a more thorough description of what it means to sit Shiva using the YouTube link provided. It was very good. It's entitled, Jesus Sitting Shiva, https YouTube.bed/0. Just like Shiva brings you near to be present and close with a griever, creating and holding a safe space for them to grieve without being rushed along in the process, we are also able to be present and close with someone that is hurting, creating and holding a safe space for them to experience and express their emotions, feelings without being rushed along in the process. Just like Shiva supports someone's outpouring of grief, we can be a huge support to those we love who also need to have an outlet to pour out their deep emotions, feelings with us. Just like sitting Shiva shows someone who is grieving that you care by being there with them to listen to them, giving them permission to feel what they need to feel when they need to feel it. We are able to show we care by being there with our loved one to listen to them and give them an outlet to express their real feelings that spring up after they have experienced trauma, loss, or heartbreaking events. Remember the purpose. It's not to stop them from crying. It's not to usher them along to hurry up and snap out of it. It's not about minimizing or making them feel like they have to condense their real to fit your size of heart or your comfort level. It's a time where you focus on giving them permission to be fully real about their hurt. It's about encouraging them to give their feelings full expression as you offer a safe and soft place for their feelings to land. It's a time to sit with them, be close, be comforting, be sensitive to their feelings and needs, be present and compassionate. It's healing time. Don't rush it. Just be still and let God do His loving and healing, peace ministry experience through you. This time is infinitely invaluable to let them know how infinitely valuable they are to you. It's worth it. Be there. Sometimes to just sit and weep with the hurting like Jesus did is what is needed. Countless times in the Bible we see Jesus sitting with others, being present with them, spending time with them, ministering to whatever their spoken and unspoken needs were, allowing them to be real, allowing them to feel and express their all to them. He never left them the same. He worked something beautiful, life-giving and good out of the time he sat and spent time with each heart, body, mind, soul and spirit. When Jesus came, healing happened, ministry happened, compassion was experienced, you felt loved and cared about. He gave you more than you could ever imagine, wish, dream or pray for. His timing was just perfect and never rushed. He let them sit but not alone. He felt them, heard them, saw them and touched them. He came as the Holy Comforter, healer, mender, repairer, champion, hero, rescuer, redeemer, friend of sinners, Savior, and as Jesus the man and Jesus, Son of God, all in one. He came because of love. He came just for them, but that also hearts would see and believe he was who he said he was and could do what he said he could do. He came to sit with them in their very hour of grief. He came to sit with them in the night. He came to sit with them in the day. Whenever he came, it was healing, renewal, refreshing, comforting, and resurrecting time. He just came into their moment with them, dark or light, messy and broken in sickness, disease, torment, despair, depression, grief, loss, mistreatment, shame, guilt, fear, anxiety, condemnation, and persecution. He came to them in their physical, emotional, mental, spiritual imprisonment and freed them on all of those levels just by being present with them at the perfect time he knew they would believe and receive. Bottom line is he was there and was present. Everything they needed, he was all those things for them. We carry within us the very presence of Jesus. We are his hands, feet, heart, voice, smile and touch in this world that is touchable, visible, audible. When we come to another side and sit with them, touch them, listen to them, feel with them, cry with them, grieve with them, love on them, comfort them, show them compassion and even affection through our hugs, smiles or hand-holding, we get to be Jesus with skin on friends. He is already there with them, but to come in and sit with them makes his presence that much more real because Jesus in us becomes their go-between in those moments. Even if they are moaning and groaning, he begins to intercede upon their behalf. He keeps his promise that where 2 or 3 are gathered, he is the midst. He does the inner work we cannot do. That's his part. All we have to do is show up and be love, sit and be present, heart, mind, soul, body and spirit. He does the rest of the beautiful inner healing work. The sound of someone crying might be the very moment the Holy Comforter uses to invite you to come sit with them. One time as I was leaving a room at church, I heard a lady sobbing. Remembering this, I quietly went to sit down beside her. We never talked. She let out some undiscernible words at one point, but that was all, as her weeping endured for a long time that night. There were moments of uncontrollable crying. I let her cry and get it all out. I just simply put my hand on her back and occasionally would gently pat her to remind her I was still there. Her eyes never opened, but she could feel me. At one point there began to be space in between her crying. The quiet time would get longer in between her cries. I waited with her. I didn't rush her. At some point I felt the Holy Comforter begin to sing comforting songs into my heart that I knew was meant for her. Before I knew it, I began to softly sing these songs a cappella over her heart, soul, mind, and spirit. I don't know what she was going through, but I did feel Jesus sitting Shiva with us. His presence was so beautiful and comforting. We sat there for the longest time as he sang through my heart over hers. I never spoke a word, but just being there with her and singing over her with his healing love. Something happened. Jesus touched her in an inner way I couldn't see, feel or hear, but he let me feel, see and hear him singing inside of me, which showed me how to be present with her and comfort her. I will never know her whole story, but I will always remember the beautiful part, how Jesus used me to be there for her as we both sat there together with her in her time of great need. I did not study for that moment. I did not rehearse ahead of time. I didn't plan it or expect it. I was just present and available for Jesus to use me in a tangible, visible, audible and touchable way, so that she didn't feel alone in her weeping and hour of great need. May we as kingdom lovers recognize that some of the most beautiful moments of ministry is heart-to-heart ministry behind the scenes. I don't need a stage, a mic, an itinerary, or well-rehearsed worship set or sermon. My favorite are these precious moments where Jesus and I meet and sit heart to heart with another heart to heart, and his loving miracles happen just because we came near, close and present with the heart that he wants to mend, comfort, console, heal, repair, save, and to become his home. Let's join him there. Be the present someone has been waiting for. Be a Jesus with skin on friend and sit with them as he beautifully turns ashes into beauty and songs of mourning into dancing, messes into messages, tests into testimonies and weeping into joy. Heart to heart in his love. Momo Smiley Part 2. When presence speaks louder than words sometimes, sorrow sits so heavily, it feels too big to carry alone. And in those moments all we need is someone there. Not to fix, not to explain, not to say anything at all, just to be near. God is enough. He always is. He gathers every tear, knows every ache before a word is spoken. And yet, even as we walk with him, our hearts were made to connect. Even Jesus, in his darkest hour, did not choose solitude. He asked his friends to stay close. Not to solve. Not to pray for him. Just to be. To long for another heart is not weakness. It is holy. It is human. Being present with someone who is hurting is simple, and yet it can feel so hard. Our first instinct is often to fix, to explain, to comfort with words. But sometimes the truest comfort is silent. Just sitting. Just listening. Just letting your quiet presence hold space. Some will weep. Some will speak. Some will only breathe. None of it needs a response. None of it needs a solution. Your being there, that is love made flesh. If someone is grieving, let them know. I am here. I will sit. I will stay. I will hold space for you in your sadness. Let them feel God's love through you in your quiet, in your stillness. Let them know they are seen, known, held, even in silence. When sorrow calls, it is not a problem to solve. It is a heart to meet. Sometimes the most sacred act of love is simply to sit beside another heart and let them know they are not alone. This is where presence, holding space, holding hearts, holding love speaks louder than words. Heart to heart in his love. Momo Smiley.